From stories to the east and tales to the west, from those who work in shadows and those who can't find rest. Join me as we look at some of the most interesting, mysterious, unexplained, and unfortunate stories that have ever been told. I'm your host, Nicholls Dagger, and welcome to Tales from the Den. Sharks, one of nature's most fascinating and majestic predators among the ocean depths, surviving throughout history as one of the most feared and respected animals of all time. But, as with all wild animal encounters with humans, events may turn for the worst, and in some cases, even deadly. These are some of the most notorious and dangerous encounters with these marine predators of all time. Rodney Fox. Rodney Fox suffered a punctured diaphragm, a pierced scapula, and ripped lung. His ribcage and upper stomach were exposed, and rescuers, after pulling him from the water, had to keep his wetsuit on to prevent his organs from spilling out of his body. 4 hours of extensive surgery and 450 stitches later, Rodney Fox lived to tell his tale of being face to face with a great white shark, and is regarded as a miracle survivor of one of the worst shark attacks in history. The story goes as follows, according to Fox. Fox was spearfishing off the coast of Australia in the crystal blue water that the country is known for. Spearfishing was a hobby of Fox's, and he also did it for sport. When he was fishing, defending his spearfishing title, he came face to face with a great white shark. According to Fox, the shark grabbed him by the torso, but Fox, he fought back, gouging at the eyes of the beast. The shark then released him and swam off for a brief moment. As Fox was recovering from his encounter, the shark came back again and struck him with incredible force. He got a hold of Fox's arm, and Fox was unable to pull it from his mouth. After attacking the eyes of the great white, he was able to free his arm. The shark again swam off. As he was covering for the second attack, the shark came back for a final time, and this time grabbed Fox by the torso and started dragging him under the water, scraping him against the ocean floor, twisting his head, giving him severe lacerations and damaging his body, before finally releasing him and swimming off. Fox was unsure on what made the predator let him go, but he's very thankful that it did, as he was able to come back ashore and be treated by rescuers. Since the attack, Rodney Fox has become one of the foremost authorities on the great white shark. He is even credited with designing the first underwater shark observant cage, which many divers use to this day. He has also been involved in numerous expeditions, documentaries, and feature films about the great white shark, working with the scientific researchers from 16 different countries. In 2007, Fox was inducted into the International Scuba Hall of Fame. In 1984, 4 shark attacks occurred near Santa Cruz, California, beginning with the violent death of Omar Conger, a 28-year-old scuba diver. Omar Conger was with his diving companion and friend, Chris Rem, when, according to Rem, as they were diving and looking at marine life and exploring the ocean depths, a great white suddenly appeared out of nowhere, charged and attacked Conger. Rem witnessed as the giant great white grabbed onto his friend and started shaking him violently, puncturing his body. The water then turned red, and he was helpless, while he observed his friend getting mauled by the giant beast. He said it was like he got hit by a moving vehicle, and he could do nothing to stop it, except watch in horror as the events took place. He said he witnessed Conger getting shaken violently, like a rag doll, the teeth of the animal piercing his torso and ripping flesh. Eventually, the shark released him, and Rem was able to pull Conger out of the water onto a flotation device. He eventually got Conger back to the shore, but unfortunately Conger died from massive blood loss and lacerations. Bite marks and wounds on the body suggested the shark was approximately 16 feet long. As for the other 3 shark attacks in the area at that time, none were fatal, but they only resulted in minor injuries, and a stern reminder that when we enter the ocean, we are no longer the apex predator. Ian Redmond, age 30, was on his honeymoon when he was attacked by a shark off the beaches of Seychelles in East Africa. Redmond was newly married and on his honeymoon in East Africa, enjoying the warm weather and beautiful beaches. Redmond was with his wife, Gemma Houghton. Redmond and Houghton were visiting a beach, enjoying the nice summer day, when Redmond went snorkeling 20 yards from the shore, and his wife was sunbathing on the beach. Married just 10 days, his wife witnessed the entire incident. Redmond was attacked by an aggressive shark and had his arm and leg ripped clean off his body. An article, written at the time, reported that beachgoers heard cries for help, and that after the attack, a vacationer in a small boat went out to retrieve Redmond. He finally reached Redmond and pulled his body ashore, where a doctor on site provided first aid. But unfortunately, Redmond bled to death on the beach. What makes the story even worse, though, is that 2 weeks earlier, a young Frenchman was killed by a shark just 400 yards from where Ian Redmond was snorkeling. However, the waters in that area at the time were prone to shark attacks, and for whatever reason, the tourist chief in the area refused to close down the beaches or give proper warning that there could be predators lurking among the depths. On July 25th, 1945, the USS Indianapolis delivered the world's first operational atomic bomb to the island of Tinian. 5 days later, the U.S. warship was sent unescorted to Leyte in the Philippines in preparation for the invasion of Japan. However, on July 30th, midway between Guam and Leyte, a Japanese submarine fired 6 torpedoes at the Indianapolis, 2 of which struck the vessel. The first torpedo hit the bow, and the second struck near the fuel tank, splitting the warship in 2. Of the 1,196 military personnel on board, approximately 300 went down with the ship, and 900 were tossed into the shark-infested Pacific Ocean. At sunrise the following day, hundreds, maybe even thousands, of oceanic white-tip sharks started circling the sailors, one by one, night by night. Eyewitness testimony says they would see the sharks eat their fellow comrades, pulling them down into the water and never seeing them again. It said that the men huddled in groups as a way to try to deter the sharks from attacking them. When rescuers arrived 5 days later, nearly 600 sailors were dead. The sharks had eaten most of the crew. Only 317 people survived the disaster, one of who was Woody James, who later said the sharks were around, hundreds of them. Everything would be quiet, and then you'd hear somebody scream, and you knew a shark got him. Now this last story took place this year and is a reminder to be cautious while out in the ocean. Simon Nellis was a diving instructor and a fantastic swimmer. He loved the water, and he would go any chance that he had. He was also engaged to be married. In February of 2022, Simon went to Sydney, Australia to train for a charity swim event. One early morning, Simon went to the coastal Australian beaches to swim. As shown by a video posted online, a tragic and fatal event took place when Simon was attacked and eaten by a great white shark. In the video, we can hear a man shout, "Someone just got eaten by a shark," a man yelled in the video, also adding the phrase, "That's insane." The video footage is extremely graphic, and out of respect for the victim, I won't show it on here, but I will link the video in the description. But be warned, it is very graphic. Other than the video posted online, there was no eyewitness accounts of exactly what happened or occurred, but we can say it's safe to assume that he was out enjoying the day when he unfortunately got attacked. Australia is one of the most shark-infested waters on the planet, with a high number of great white sharks surrounding the area. Many researchers say that sharks, especially great whites, often mistake human beings for being their natural prey, such as seals and large fish. However, this is commonly debated, saying that humans are also fair game, and we are looked at when we are in their natural habitat as prey as well. I leave you with this: whenever you visit any beaches within the world and you enjoy your day out in the water Always be cautious about what lurks below. Thank you for watching. Until next time.